All right, I want to start off saying all praise and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles, elders, great millstone. Salutations to you, hopeful elect out there teaching the word in truth and sincerity. All right, real quick, I'm making this quick video just to you know, just point out a few scriptures about how we know this is some proof how we know Yahushua came in the flesh, because in Christianity, and I'm pretty sure in various other doctrines out there, people push the fact that who the word English called Jesus Christ came from a virgin birth, but these are like some settled scriptures to show you that he actually came in the flesh, and that he was born regular, just like we were, and that I just want to point out another point too, that it was another reason why he came in the flesh, because he had to show his brethren, which is the elect, that you can overcome death, and that that living in the sinful flesh can be done without sinning, all right, so to speak. But without further ado, I just want to get this. I'm gonna hop right into it. This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 3. It says, For what the law could not do, and that it was weak through the flesh, Yahweh sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh." I repeat, it says Yahweh. It says God right here, but we know the Most High's true name is Yahweh in the Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew. So it says Yahweh sending his own Son and the likeness of sinful flesh. All right, because Yahushua came, he came, he was born the same way any other man was born. All right, he had he had to get circumcised on the eighth day, according to the book of Leviticus, the 12th chapter. You know what I mean? And like I said, pretty much the same measures that that um that we went through, man, as regular men. But he was obviously his spirit was. I'm not saying Yahushua was regular like us per se, but he was because his spirit was greater than ours, but he was born regular like we were. You know what I mean? But it says Yahweh sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin condemned sin in the flesh. All right, Yahweh Shai condemned sin in the flesh, and how did he do that? Because he was in the flesh, but he didn't walk after the flesh. You know what I mean? He basically he didn't sin. That's how he condemned sin. All right, because sin is the transgression of the law, and Yahushua, we know that he worked, that he was perfect. All right, he walked on the earth. He was born regular, just like the average man, and he didn't sin though. So that's how he condemned sin in the flesh. But we get go to Rome. Let me go to Hebrews real quick. Let me see, cause this is another precept to back up that that statement I made earlier about how he was born regular. All right, this is this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 14. It says, "For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood." All right, I did partakers of flesh and blood, like I said, because they were, when you are born from your mother's womb, all right, they have the the water breaks and all that, and then they have to cut the umbilical cord, and it's connected to the placenta and all the other stuff, the fatty tissues and so forth and so on, man. But that's what it's pretty much talking about, man. It says, "For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood," it says, "he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had power of death." It says that is the devil. So it's 2 points I want to make it right here, man. So it's showing you that he took part of the same. All right, what's that same? Um, being born of flesh and blood, man. All right, Yahushua was born the same way as we was born, just reiterating that statement. But and then that second part says, it says that through death he might destroy him that had power of death, that is the devil. Yeah, because Yahushua, he showed you that, pretty much that he has power over everything, man. Because here it is, the devil has power over death. That's the spirit that has power over death, so to speak. But Yahushua conquered the devil, and he took power from the devil, so to speak, man. Because like I said, the scripture say, destroy him that had power, destroy him that had the power of death, that is the devil. So and how did he do that, man? Because he came back to life. Because usually when the body breaks down, when you read about that, I believe it's Acts the second chapter, um when the body breaks down, or when it say he didn't see no corruption. When you look at that word corruption, it's gonna say moral decay, not moral decay, but it's gonna say decay. All right, because his body, he was in the ground for 3 days, but the worms and all that didn't eat him. All right, like how it did with David. He came back. All right, the Lord literally put the spirit back in his body, and he rose from death. So he conquered death. He had power over the spiritual demon Satan. Um, it says, and deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage, man. So, matter of fact, um, I just want to go back to the 14th verse, and I'm gonna make another point. It says, Hebrews 2:14. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had power of death, that is the devil. So I just want to get this point too. See, that First John 3:8. First John 3:8. Says, he that committeth sin is of the devil. It says, for the devil sinneth from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of Yahweh was manifest, that he might destroy the works of the devil. So Yahweh came on the scene to destroy the works of Satan. All right, and Satan pretty much makes us go off. You know what I mean? Pretty much the Heavenly Father gave him control over sin. All right, which sin is death. So Yahweh beat the devil, so to speak, if you will, by not sinning. All right, so therefore taking power from him. All right, if you can receive that. But verse 16, he says, for verily he took not on him the nature of angels, in which the nature of angels, I'm gonna show you real quick. First Corinthians 15. See, because the angels they're born in the angels they have different bodies. All right, there's terrestrial, and then you have the celestial. And I'm gonna show you in this in this um in this chapter. All right, let me see. Yeah, here we go. This is First Corinthians 15:39. It says, all flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another fishes, and another of birds. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. And terrestrial meaning terrain or earthly. All right, and then you got the celestial, which means the heavenly or heavens. All right, so the angels, they have celestial bodies. All right, which is heavenly bodies, spiritual bodies, and we have terrestrial bodies. All right, which that's where you get the term extraterrestrial from. It's still earthly, but it has like upgrades, so to speak. You can like Superman, that would be considered extraterrestrial. He has an earthly body, but it has spiritual dealings, so to speak, or spiritual power. So, all right. So going back, like I said, just proving that Yahushua came in the flesh. All right, and like I said, that he pretty much like I said, proving that he came in the flesh and that he beat sin. All right, for us, as for Hebrews 2:16, for verily he took not on him the nature of angels. I just broke that down, which is and, he didn't have a celestial body, but he came in a terrestrial body. All right, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. Like I said, he came in a regular body, regular through a seed, through a lineage, through a genealogy. It says, wherefore in all things it behooved him, and it pleased him to be made like unto his brethren. Who was his brethren? The rest of the tribes. Because what was Yahushua? Yahushua himself was an Israelite of the tribe of Judah. All right, which is one of the tribes that descends from the 12 patriarchs. So it says, wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren. Like I said, which is born from a regular birth, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest and things pertaining to Yahweh, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people. For in that he himself have suffered, being tempted, he is able to succor, which means succor means help or aid them that are tempted. So going back to the point, all right, how the Lord came in a regular as a regular man. He was born regular. It wasn't no immaculate conception. And another point I was making out the video throughout the video was that it was another reason too why he came in the flesh, because he needed to show us, Lord willing, we are that number, the elect, his men, is chosen elect from the beginning, that conquering death can be done, and and to have more understanding, and be more understanding on what it is to live in the flesh, and not sin, because this whole thing is about us fighting the good fight, which is trying to keep the law, statutes, commandments, keep the ways of the Heavenly Father, and not sin. But if Yahweh Shah would have never came in a sinful body like us, how could he relate? That's what I'm getting at. If the Yahweh Shah never came in the in the flesh, if he wasn't born like us, if he didn't have the same battle, if he didn't battle the same demons, if he didn't if he didn't go through the same struggles, what I mean, if he didn't come in the flesh like us, if he wasn't born like us, regular, what I mean, how could he understand the things that we go through? I mean, so that's why the 17th verse says, wherefore in all things it behooved him, it pleased him to be made like unto his brethren, the other tribes, what I mean, the men of the nation of Israel, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest and things pertaining to Yahweh, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people. Yeah, so the Yahweh, in order for him to be merciful and faithful, a merciful and faithful high priest, he needed to be born just like us, so he can understand the struggle, so to speak, so he can understand the things that we would go through. Because being in the flesh, man, it is hard. You know what I mean? Trying to serve Yahweh Shem Shah, trying to be righteous in the wicked kingdom, it's hard, because it literally drains willpower from you. So like I said, if Yahweh Shah would have never came in the sinful body, like us, then it would have made him a little bit. It would have made it a little bit difficult for him to relate, so to speak. So in order for him to relate, he came in the regular sinful body, so he can be merciful, and he can be a merciful and faithful high priest, so he can be a better judge himself, so to speak, man. All right, but there was another one too in the book of in the Apocrypha. It said what king was born. Let me see. For what king? It was one in the Apocrypha. Probably not. Probably gonna be able to find it, but I'll do is what yeah, but it pretty much said for what king pretty much was born like that, born without a mother and a father. But if brothers know what I'm talking about, Lord willing, you just post in the comment section or whatever. But with that, I'm gonna give our praise and glory due to Yahweh, by Shem, Yahushai, by Shem Karkadash. Double honors to the apostle, as a great millstone, salutation to you, hopeful, like Shalom.